Well, Gary, I suppose for the second week running, you face a side who broadly have got where they've got in this division because of their defence. And you might say, well, Boreham Wood are towards the bottom, but by and large, their record suggests that they build their game on defence.
Yeah, exactly right. Very, very similar to Braintree, as you say. You got to, you know, sometimes you say you got to have a bit of patience, but at the end of the day, you got to get at them and into them. You know, you can't be patient for 95 minutes and draw 0-0 or even lose the game 1-0 like we did at Braintree. So you got to try and get into these teams very quickly, and of course, there's a way of doing it. Of course, they've had a lot of other teams try and get into them early, and they've survived it. And their goals against record is good, especially away from home. In fact, their results are decent away from home. So we never treat any game as an easy game anyway. But there must be a reason, and we've said it before, why there's a lot of points between the two teams, and it's that we've got to try and bring out in our game, and bring it out early, and hopefully, you know, when a team's defending and the home team's attacking, if you like, and putting lots of balls into the penalty area and working hard to get on the end of it and being brave in your dribbling and your competing. Then you get a crowd that is up for it. Then it's very difficult to defend for a long time in your own penalty area. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that, you know, atmosphere of energy and support, which we can get at the World of Small Stadium.
To that end, is it about moving the ball quickly, not giving it away, and making them work defensively?
Yeah, can I just write that down, because that was good, that.
Law of averages.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's getting when there's numbers in and around the danger areas, i.e. in their penalty area, you have to have that movement. But to have that movement, you've got to have a bit of cleverness. We spent the last couple of days really, all our sessions have been about being bright, being lively, thinking about the game managing in your own mind, the players. And that's what we want them to do. And if you've got to sneak in a little gap at the right time, that's what you've got to do. You've got to get a cut eye. If it means a couple of stitches to get 3 points, then you've got to do that. And it's that intent, like we said before, intent to score a goal, and that's what we've got to do.
Obviously 2 games in 3 days. How much do you have to look towards picking or leaving aside for Monday in the Friday game?
Yeah, it's a good question, because the easy answer would be, well, we'll take each game as it comes, but that would be a lie on this occasion, because it is 3 days. And so you have to think, well, you know, who are we going to play this week? And if it wins, will we play that same team, or will we need to rest a couple? And there's a couple with little knocks anyway. There's going to be a couple more with little knocks. But I have thought about that, because there's certain players I'm going to have to leave out the team, and there's certain players, a couple of players, I've got to leave out the squad. But I want to give them the carrot of saying, however, there's a game coming up in 2 days' time, so don't throw Teddy in the corner just yet, because I'm not going to pick anyone that's feeling sorry for themselves in the next game. So we've got to try and keep it nice and competitive for the next 3 games, really. I class Easter as the next 3 games. So I have got one eye on the other games, but obviously I can't divulge here and now.
Is James Dayton in the mix for both games?
Yeah, he's in the mix. Yep. He's fit and available for selection. So that's why we've got, and with Dickie coming back in, we've had 11 players and 5 subs for a long time now, and that sort of keeps the equilibrium and all that. But maybe the extra 2 suddenly makes it a little bit more competitive, and the strong will get stronger and the weak will get weaker, but at least we'll know.
Is Rob up to playing 2 games in 4 days, coming straight back in?
Well, that's something that I've had to think about. I watched his game against Norwich, and he certainly looked fit and strong. and mentally aware of what was going on. You know, sometimes when you've been out for a long time and you come back, you're sort of just trying to get through it. No, he did more than that. So he probably hasn't, but if I think he has, then obviously, you know, he's one that you'd be looking at to be involved in both games, whether that's to start or to be on the bench is another thing. But there's a few of them that might need a bit of a rest after this one game, because of the 2 games. 2 days later we got another game, so I'm a bit faffing around in my words here at the minute because I don't want to put anything out there that might be seen as either a weakness or Wrexham being able to pick our next team.
With these 3 games, you've said it's almost a 3-game chunk. Have you set a target for what you want out of those 3, or is it?
No, look, the target is to win all 3. You know, that's really. I'm not going to any of the games thinking let's a draw here would be a good result, because although Grimsby will still have a little bit of a feeling that they could still get the automatic place with the results that went on Saturday, you've really got the team that you're not playing is the team that you've got to keep an eye on anyway at this moment in time. So interesting, really interesting, and we should all embrace the situation that we're in, because it's great when your team is still competitive at the top end of the league at this stage of the season with 7 games to go. There's a few teams that could be on their holidays now, do you know what I mean? So but we're not, and that means we're getting value for money out of our players for the season, whole season.
I think Morg said after Saturday, there's no time for nerves because this is exactly where we want to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly where you want to be, and 1 point, 10 points would be nice to be 10 points, but it wouldn't be half as interesting. I'd take it, of course, but it's, you know, we're at that. It's good for the players because it's great for their experience, because not many of them have been in this position before, and if they cope with it and handle it, there'll always be experience for the next time, if you know what I mean. You know, so it's a great situation for the club to be in, but we've also got to make sure we come out of it at the other end as champions.
Excellent. Cheers.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.